Hello all you viewers, this is Ben C coming at you with another VacMedic video. And today I will be showing how to remove the rear bearing in the Kirby Sanatronic 7. So there's the rear bearing, and so let's get started. So, carrying on from the previous video, or from part 3, you'll need some sort of a paper. You'll need something like WD-40 or a machining oil, like 3-in-1. I'm gonna use WD-40 because it's I've got a lot more of, well, yeah, I have the more of an ability to use this than my 3-in-1 right now because, well, reasons. So basically, what I'm doing is personally, just a moment, I'm just basically going to squirt some of this in the center. Okay. And then one moment. And then proceed to take the paper towel, basically, and sort of rip it into sort of smallish chunks. And you'll want to, if you don't want to get oil on your hands, you'll want to wear gloves, though honestly I don't see any point to wearing such pointless things. And so about this size, and take a couple. You'll want to proceed to soak them in WD-40. So basically what I'm just doing is pulling on over to the side here. Oops, sorry about that. And then picking them up after they're nice and 40'd, WD-40'd. And you'll need center punch. Okay, so actually, first you'll just want a small piece, and you'll just want to sort of pack it in there at the bottom a little bit. This isn't the best working setup, but that's all I got, so I got what I got. Now, a suggestion is to probably let it, either rip it into smaller pieces, actually, slightly smaller, not too much smaller, and you'll also want to let it soak for a while in some of the oil. So yeah, let me pause. Alright, so once you've got it packed in and it's soaked a little bit, basically what you're gonna want to do, take center punch, a reasonably heavy hammer, 16-ounce hammer or a number 12 ball peen, or a dead blow mallet, whichever, and strike the center of the ball bearing that's been packed with the currently beautifully soaked sludge. Now is sludge paper, so I'll be back as soon as it starts to come out. And as you can see, it has come out for the most part. Focus. Ta-da! Sorry, let me get that piece of paper out there. Yes, I assure you that was not like that already. It's probably still got some to go, but for the most part, that's out. I mean, that's pretty hard to... It's a little messy, but I mean, honestly, that's pretty good for... well, yeah. So, alright, I'll be right back in just a second. Alright, so you won't want to forget to clean that out. Here is the rear bearing. I will be cleaning that in just a moment. So for right now, I'm going to put that there. You'll also want to make sure to clean this out for those who are following as just a tutorial. Clean out the packed in stuff that you... yep. So, basically all the nasty crud, which is basically pretty much everything in there. Not really, but you can kind of tell what I mean by that. If you, in just a moment, you'll get to see some of the things that are in there that you need to make sure are in there. Now, there's a washer and a spring plate, I think. I can't remember the specific term. Basically, it's the thing that prevents... it causes it to, if it takes a hit, it won't really hurt too much of the unit or anything. Basically, I guess a vibration prevention device or so of sorts. Now, that's the paper towel, or what was the paper towel. And I don't particularly care about that. I will say, if you, I will suggest, if you want to learn some more stuff about this, that's more tool-based stuff and not vacuums, go check out my YouTube channel. It's called The Ragtag Tool Show, and I'll see if I can... yeah, I'll basically just search Ragtag Tool Show, and you should see a picture of a Black & Decker jigsaw as the icon, or the channel, whatever. Yeah, alright. So, now that this is... I've got this started, you know, I've got some of that ready to go. Alright, so I'll be back as soon as I get some of this clean, and yeah. Alright, now that that has been taken care of, we can move onwards. Yeah. So, just one moment. I get everything back up together, as it did decide to give me a little bit of trouble at the end cleaning out the spot, the port for the ball bearing. I can't think of the term right now. But yeah, so I had to remove the brush holders, motor brush holders. So, for the most part, you won't realistically need to do that. If you want to learn how to, I will show you, but as I should probably have said in multiple videos, this is at your own risk. I am not a professional. I am self-taught. I know many of the terms for the parts. I know many of the things, but this is all self-taught. So do this at your own risk. And yeah. So yeah. Alright, so now that we're back here, this has been all of these have been cleaned off. The washer, the spring plate, the washer, and now it's this one's turn. So for the moment, I am going to be. I think this will have to be part. This is, well, I mean, there's other things I can do, so, yeah, I can repack the front bearing, so that's that. Yeah, so, in a little bit, I will show you how to repack a bearing. This is going to be brief, so it's not in-depth. If you want to learn more, go check out my other channel, as I stated. There I will probably show you, if you want to see, I will just leave a comment on that video. If I get 50 comments on that, if I get at least the same amount of subscribers on this YouTube channel as I do on the other one, then I will make a video and just write a comment bearing packing, or pack bearing, on that video, and, or on that channel, and yeah, I will make that. So, I'm gonna have to quickly pause, and yeah. Alright, so I know that there will be those of you who are curious on what ball bearings, what the designation is on them. I don't recall the specific designations. Anybody who has sensitive vision, pause for a second. Yeah, I probably just about give someone a seizure. Oops. I do apologize. Alright, it's going back. Alright, off. Focus. Come on. There we go. USA. There's the numbers. 37F51 MRC. That is for the rear bearing. For the front bearing is, let's see, made in the US. And that's 87500 with, come on. Come on. Alright, well, basically, new departure, it says made in the US. Now that absolutely makes sense that this would be made in the US of A because of reasons. Now, the rear bearing I'm not going to be able to pack today in this video, because I need to let it dry, as I had to rinse it out after having released all of the shmoo from the inside with WD-40. And, so, yeah, I will be showing how to pack this one, but that is all I will be able to do. Also, don't worry about that. That is just, basically I just did that to remove a lot of the goop, I guess. Not goop, not actually goop, but, yeah. So, in just a moment, I'll show you how to pack this stuff, and I would suggest using either Lucas Red and Tacky, or some sort of a molybdenum disulfide moly particle grease, basically. So you will want rags galore. And if you are concerned about getting it on your hands, wear gloves. I have a better name for those on my other channel, but this channel's PG, so there's a reason that yeah. So if you are more interested in tools, I do not suggest, if you are under the age of, well, basically under 13, technically. You know what? If you're 11 or 10 or younger, do not watch this. Do not watch that channel. Do not go to that channel. Unless you have parental supervision. But, yeah. Oh, and please don't write any snarky comments. I know, you know who you are in the comments who watch this. Don't write any inappropriate, offensive, or any such thing. Please and thank you. And, so yeah. Let's, get to packing. I love the smell of this stuff in the morning. Not really. Don't smell this stuff. Yeah. Depending on how far gone, or how much of this you've used, you'll want, a very long screwdriver, which is exactly what I have. Basically, this screwdriver has become nothing but my super duper scraper spatula, super long edition, because honestly, Stanley screwdrivers don't really do that well. There's only one that I mean, I don't mind their drivers, the slotted, I mean, the bladed, whatever, but the handle, you know, there's no grip on that handle, and even when it's not covered in oil, so yeah, and that, and a few other things, but go to my tool channel to find out more on those. So, you want to get, I'd say you want to get about that much or so for the first time. Now, I do try not to get this on my hands because realistically it's a pain to sit here with it, but I do end up having to get it on my hands because I have to basically work it into the bearing, pack it in. Now you're gonna want to remove this loose tray of WD-40 liquid out of the way. You'll want to pack this in basically just by pressing it into all the grooves. You want to get it in there. Spin the bearing. Now, basically, you can look up video how to tell if ball bearings are bad, but on YouTube they have very detailed ones on that. And so I'm not gonna go into that one, but yeah, there's I know these ones are bad for multiple reasons, or well, not bad, but aged, kind of clogged, seized, whatever. And they could use some fresh goop. So, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so, back in action. You'll want to get everything, work all of it in. And, spin it, get all the grease in there, and, work it all into the ball bearings, basically. So, yeah. Alright, so now that that is done, you will want to fit this back on really quickly. Make sure you've got everything worked in there nice and tight. And then you'll want to put that back together, and it will occur in just moments. So Stay tuned. Alright, so you'll want to make sure that you still have the felt vibration dampening sort of spring plate, the equivalent of this rear spring plate, and the back washer with the 3 little sort of guides for the foam or felt pad. And then I want to first stick these ones in here. Alright, there's that. Then this way. And you'll want to press. Make sure that's in. And then, yeah. So you will want to make sure that you have oiled or greased the shaft for the bearing so that way it does not seize. Now, you might think, well, wouldn't it slip? And usually that is correct. It would potentially slip. But these are machined, precision machined to fit on the shaft, that specific shaft, so they will not. And either way, even if it does, something doesn't quite fit right, it won't harm anything. It's just a protection to prevent it from seizing up. You know, getting stuck permanently, or, yeah, stuck to the shaft. Also make sure that you got a fair amount of grease on the thread for the fan, and as you don't want that getting seized. So, while I'm at it, I might as well. You will also want to make sure that the threads in the fan itself are clean, so that way you don't happen to cause the grease to be in have used the grease in vain. So it basically would not prevent it from seizing. So yeah. Alright, so actually managed to find out that the bearing was dry, the rear bearing, so now we're going to reassemble, starting with the coil, this. So I will quickly see if I can show you. Alright, so you want to basically, just a moment while I fight this stupid thing. Ah, shoot. Alright, so now that that is on, or now that that is done, you'll want to have made sure you fed the wires down through here. Make sure that you lined up the screws, put the screws back in. You want to make sure both motor brush contacts are from without being kinked. And then we can start the reassembly. Keyword being start, as there is still a few things that you need to do beforehand. For example, the rear plate, the rear fan plate, which is also what houses the bearing on the old ones. You'll want to line up the holes. So you can, oops, sorry about that. So you can put these back in. And, alright, so there's that, all nice and tightened up. Put the cap and such back on my bearing slash general purpose grease that I use, which would be the red and tacky. Alright. Oh, crud. Alright, so you'll want to make sure that you did not, or that you want to make sure that you fed the headlight wire, or the headlight wire, back through, and put the pin, or the sort of little clip holder thing on it. And yeah. Well, that's the end of this video for today, so please like, share, subscribe, and see you next time on VacMedic.